Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's your host from Knowledge Panel, and I'm absolutely thrilled you're here. Welcome to Epic Gardening. Today we're diving into the world of peppers. Whether you're a fan of sweet bell peppers or the fiery heat of habaneros, we've got you covered. Growing peppers from seed is incredibly rewarding, and it opens up a universe of varieties you just won't find as starts at your local nursery. From the mildest, sweetest bells, perfect for salads, to the tongue-tingling thrill of a ghost pepper, there's a pepper out there for every palate and every garden. This video is going to be your comprehensive guide, taking you step by step through the entire process. So grab a notebook, maybe a glass of water if we start talking about those super hots, and let's get our hands dirty and learn how to plant pepper seeds like a pro. Your spicy adventure begins now. Alright, let's kick things off with arguably one of the most exciting parts: choosing your pepper varieties. This is where you get to dream a little and decide what kind of flavors and heat levels you want to introduce into your garden and, ultimately, your kitchen. The world of peppers, or as it's botanically known, is vast and incredibly diverse. You've got your sweet peppers like the classic bell peppers, which come in a rainbow of colors: green, red, yellow, orange, even purple and chocolate. These are fantastic for fresh eating, stuffing, or adding a sweet crunch to stir-fries and salads. They have virtually no heat, making them a crowd pleaser for everyone in the family. Then we move into the realm of peppers with a little bit of a kick, but nothing too overwhelming. Think of varieties like poblanos, which are amazing for chiles rellenos, or Anaheims, which are great for roasting. These offer a wonderful depth of flavor with just a mild warmth that enhances dishes without setting your mouth on fire. For many, these are the workhorse peppers of the kitchen, versatile and full of character. Now for those of you who like to walk on the spicier side of life, the options really explode. We're talking about jalapenos, serranos, cayennes. These are probably some of the most well-known hot peppers. Jalapenos are fantastic for poppers or adding a zip to your salsa, while cayennes are often dried and ground into powder. If you're feeling even more adventurous, you can step it up to habaneros or Scotch bonnets. These pack a serious punch, often ranging from 100,000 to 350,000 SGU or even higher. They also have incredibly unique, fruity flavors hidden beneath that intense heat, which is why they're so prized in Caribbean cuisine and hot sauces. Beyond the common varieties, there's a whole universe of specialty and heirloom peppers. You might find peppers with unique shapes, stunning colors, or flavor notes you've never experienced before: smoky, citrusy, or even floral. When you're making your choices, think about how you plan to use your peppers. Are you looking for peppers to slice fresh into salads? Do you want to make your own hot sauce or chili powder? Are you interested in pickling or roasting? Different peppers excel in different culinary applications. The key is to choose varieties that excite you and fit your gardening situation. Alright, you've selected your pepper varieties and the excitement is building. Now it's time to get those seeds sown. For most of us, especially if you don't live in a tropical paradise, starting pepper seeds indoors is absolutely crucial. Peppers are heat-loving plants and need a good head start to ensure they have enough time to mature and produce a bountiful harvest before the cooler weather of fall sets in. The general rule of thumb is to sow your pepper seeds about 8 to 10 weeks before your average last frost date in your area. This timing is key. So how do you find your average last frost date? A quick search online for last frost date, your zip code, will usually give you a good estimate. Once you have that date, count back 8 to 10 weeks on your calendar, and that's your target window for sowing your pepper seeds. Starting them too early can lead to leggy, root-bound plants, while starting too late might mean a reduced harvest. Precision here really helps set you up for success down the line. Now let's talk about what you'll be sowing your seeds into. I highly recommend using a good quality seed starting mix. This isn't the same as regular potting soil or garden soil. Seed starting mix is finer, lighter, and typically sterile, which helps prevent diseases like damping off that can be fatal to young seedlings. You'll need some containers for your seeds. Seed trays with individual cells, small pots around 2 to 3 inches, or even repurposed yogurt cups with drainage holes poked in the bottom will work just fine. Fill your chosen containers with the pre-moistened seed starting mix, tamping it down gently to remove air pockets, but don't pack it too tightly. When it comes to planting depth, pepper seeds don't need to be buried very deep. Sow them about 1/4 of an inch deep. A simple way to do this is to make a small indentation in the soil with your fingertip or a pencil eraser, drop in 1 or 2 seeds per cell, and then gently cover them with the seed starting mix. Lightly firm the soil over the seeds to ensure good seed-to-soil contact. Here's a critical piece of the puzzle for pepper seed germination: warmth. Pepper seeds need warm soil to sprout successfully and efficiently. The ideal soil temperature range is between 75 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 24 to 29 degrees Celsius. This is where a seedling heat mat comes in incredibly handy. Your pepper seedlings have been growing strong indoors for several weeks. They've developed a few sets of true leaves, and the danger of frost in your area is finally passing. Now comes the transition period, moving them from indoors to outdoors. This process is called hardening off. You can't just plant them directly into the garden. The shock can severely stress or even kill them. Hardening off gradually acclimates your pepper plants to outdoor conditions over 7 to 10 days. Start slow and gradually increase the intensity. On the first day, find a sheltered spot outdoors. Leave your seedlings out for just an hour or two, then bring them back inside. Gradually increase the amount of time they spend outdoors and introduce them to more sunlight. By the end of the hardening off period, your pepper plants should handle a full day of outdoor conditions. Once acclimatized, they're ready for their permanent home in the garden. Peppers need a location that receives full sun, at least 6 to 8 hours per day. Your pepper plants are now settled into their new homes in the garden, and the real journey of growth begins. Consistent and proper care from this point forward is what will lead to healthy, vigorous plants laden with delicious peppers. One of the most critical aspects of pepper care is watering. Peppers like consistently moist soil, but they absolutely detest being waterlogged. The goal is to keep the soil feeling like a damp sponge, not sopping wet and not bone dry. Stick your finger about an inch or two deep into the soil near the base of the plant. If it feels dry, it's time to water. Deep watering encourages the roots to grow further down into the soil, making the plants more resilient to drought and heat. Mulching around your pepper plants is a fantastic practice that I highly recommend. A 2 to 3 inch layer of organic mulch helps conserve soil moisture, suppress weeds, and regulate soil temperature. Now let's talk about feeding your hungry pepper plants. A balanced, all-purpose organic fertilizer is a good choice. This is the moment we've all been waiting for, harvesting those beautiful peppers you've nurtured all season long. There's nothing quite like picking fresh produce from your own garden, and peppers are especially satisfying. Knowing when and how to harvest will ensure you get the best flavor, the desired heat level, and can even encourage your plants to produce more. So, let's dive into the art of picking peppers. The primary indicator for harvesting most peppers is their color and firmness. Many peppers start off green and will change color as they ripen, to red, yellow, orange, or even purple or chocolate, depending on the variety. While many peppers, like bell peppers and jalapenos, can certainly be picked and eaten when they are still green, allowing them to fully ripen on the plant will generally result in a sweeter flavor for sweet varieties, and often a more developed heat and complexity for hot varieties. For example, a green bell pepper is perfectly edible and has a slightly more grassy flavor, but if you leave it on the plant to turn red, it becomes much sweeter and also higher in vitamins. Similarly, a green jalapeno has a good kick, but a red, fully ripened jalapeno will often be a bit hotter and have a fruitier undertone. So, your desired flavor profile and use will dictate whether you pick them green or wait for full color. The seed packet or plant tag for your specific variety should give you an idea of its mature color. Besides color, you'll want to check for firmness. A ripe pepper should feel firm to the touch. If it feels soft or squishy, it might be overripe or starting to spoil. The skin should be smooth and glossy for most varieties, though some, like certain hot peppers, might have a slightly more wrinkled appearance when fully mature. Experience and observation will be your best guides here. Once you harvest a few, you'll get a good feel for what a perfectly ripe pepper from your plant looks and feels like. When it comes to the actual act of harvesting, it's really important to use the right tools and technique. Don't just pull or twist the peppers off the plant. This can damage the branches, sometimes even breaking them off, which can reduce future yields and open up wounds for diseases to enter. The best way to harvest peppers is to use a pair of clean, sharp pruners, garden shears, or a sharp knife. And there you have it. By following these steps, From choosing those perfect varieties all the way through to that satisfying harvest, you'll be well on your way to growing delicious and spicy peppers in your garden. We've covered selecting the right seeds for your taste, giving them the best start indoors with warmth and light, carefully hardening them off for the transition outside, and nurturing them with consistent water, food and support. Then of course the joy of picking those vibrant fruits of your labor. It's a process but a deeply rewarding one. I truly hope this guide has demystified pepper cultivation for you and inspired you to start your own spicy adventure, or perhaps to try some new varieties if you're already a seasoned pepper grower. Remember, every garden and every season brings its own lessons, so don't be afraid to experiment, observe and learn as you go. The satisfaction of cooking with peppers you've grown yourself, knowing exactly what went into them, is unparalleled. Plus, sharing your bounty with friends and family, that's just the best.